In this video, we explore an abandoned Debenhams department store. There used to be loads of Debenhams department stores all across the UK, and they've now gone bankrupt. These department stores were really big and were really interesting. Now they're abandoned. It's a great opportunity to explore them and explore all of the service areas and plant rooms. But let's start this video off by exploring the main shop area.
Oh yeah.
Look at that, new John Richard, Dior. I mean, it's cost a lot of money, doesn't it? Like these tiles. It's the nicest part of the shop, I think. It's still got that smell as well. Debenhams smell.
It's now escalator time!
How violent is it? Whoa! You made bulldogs you over. It's actually violent startup.
Just lifts high, they got an escalator, see?
And now go into one of the stock rooms. And now go into the restaurant.
You see that bloody picnic menu? £4.25.
And into the kitchen.
Ooh. Stuff.
And now we go along to the lifts. There's 3 lifts here. The first lift is a 1960s Otis passenger lift that was modernised by Cone in the 2000s. The second lift is a 1960s Otis goods lift that was modernised by Otis in the 90s and converted into a passenger lift. It was then modernised again by Cone in the early 2000s. The third lift is an original 1960s Otis goods lift. So then, let's start off with the first lift, which is the only original passenger lift in the building. It was installed by Otis in the 1960s. In the 2000s, Cone modernised it and replaced the logic with an LCE. They replaced the buttons and replaced just the inner door, meaning the replacement inner door has to work with and operate the original rollers on the outer door. How weird! Sadly, this lift refuses to run in normal operation, but we can still make it move on top using inspection. How will we get on top this? I know, let's use a ladder.
Well, I say you get on top of a lift. I like that method, that is a really good method. Weird fan on that. That is actually older. That's visual 60s Otis and 60s Otis rollers. Selection of different lifts in here. This is by far the most epic 'cause it's got 60s doors to it. It will not run in normal, or only run in inspection.
And let's surf the counterweight.
Counterweight. Stop.
On this lift, the counterweight is some distance away from the lift, meaning you could actually surf the counterweight down below the lift car, which is really dodgy.
This is so dangerous. There's a guard there. If it goes too far, I'm going to get caught with the guard. Keep going, keep going. Stop. That is... Oh, look at that. It's the other side of the lift. Okay, up. I enjoyed that.
And now we go up to the motor room. The lift logic has been replaced with cone LCE.
This one locked out 5-7. It's locked. And the weird thing is, it actually locked itself when I was doing a video. Just before the start of this very video you're watching now, it just reached 10,000 trips. Because a moment ago it was not unlocked, but now 5-7 is locked. It actually locked right now, just when I was here. How strange is that? What a coincidence. I knew I had my jailbreak tool on me. I could have unlocked it again, but I don't have my jailbreak tool on me. I left it at home. So it's just locked itself out. So you've got LC CPU and blind VF. There's a mod of an older lift. It's an old Otis Spin mod. And Cone only do synchronous VF. So every time Cone mod a lift that is not a synchronous lift, like an old lift, they can't use their own VF drive. So they have to use a third-party VF drive. So it's running as a 2-speed system. I believe that there is the board for that. So that's a basic 2-speed board. So you get your LCE, which is shaft encoded, communicates to a basic 2-speed relay board that runs to a blind VF. That VF is entirely blind. It doesn't know the position of the lift. All that VF knows is the inputs from that board. So it's a bit of a bodge really. This is Cone's bodgy mod lift from modding older lifts. Not as good as their proper synchronous lifts that run absolutely perfectly.
This lift does not run in normal, even when you enter a call directly on the lift logic. The lift does run on inspection, and when you put it back to normal from inspection, the lift goes slowly to the nearest floor. It then goes full speed to the middle floor, which for some reason is its parking floor. Then the lift shuts down with its doors open.
It will not run if I go take it to floor 3, top floor, down call, car call, does not work. Up call, obviously it doesn't work because floor 3 is the top floor, but it will not enter any call. So the only way to drive it is literally to shove it on inspection. So that's your inspection control there. You've got inspection, go, up and down. So to go up, you do going up. Back into normal. This one we put back to normal. It does re-level, position itself with the floor, but it will not accept calls. It's a very strange lift, this one. So it's repositioning itself now. So it's repositioned. But now if I try and enter a call, well, it's gone off somewhere now, so it calls itself somewhere as part of its recall. So it wants to position itself on, which floor does it want to position itself on? It wants to position itself on the middle floor for some reason every time it comes out of inspection. But now if I try and drive it somewhere, so it's gone back into default again, if I try and drive it somewhere, car call on lowest floor won't go, up call lowest floor won't go, down call obviously can't down call because that's the lowest floor, there's 3 floors, 1, 2 and 3, it will not drive. This lift does not want to drive, so 2 faults, so you press to see these faults. That's your main fault, it's 1301. First you know one to second fault, and your first fault is that.
If we take a look at a manual, fault 149 doesn't affect operation and fault 1301 disables the lift with the doors open due to the car panel not being detected. So the reason why the lift is not working is because either the connector to the car panel has fallen out or the car panel has gone dodgy. And now, we go along to the second lift, which is the most interesting because this one was originally installed by Otis in the 1960s as a goods lift. It was then modernised by Otis in the 1990s, and the original gates were replaced with automatic Otis doors. The logic was also replaced with Otis Europa logic, and I'm guessing also the buttons were replaced, and the most interesting part is the motor was also replaced with an Otis Europa motor. But you would have thought at this point the motor wouldn't need replacing, considering that the motors on the other lifts are still original. And then in the early 2000s the lift was then modernised again by Cone. Why had it been modernised again not very long after the first modernisation? That is weird. Cone replaced the Europa logic with a Cone LCE logic, and replaced the buttons with the square variant of the original EcoDisc buttons, and it replaced just the inner door, meaning that the Cone inner door has to work with and operate the Otis outer doors. How weird is that? This lift is the only lift in the building that's actually in proper working condition, so let's ride it.
Ooh, dry track.
Ground floor. Doors open. Going up.
And let's surf it.
Going up.
What? Full speed's not even that fast. You could do a lift shaft angle on that.
Doors
Oh, I wonder if with the harness you could do a dangle on that so easily.
Doors closing. Ground floor. Doors open. Going up. Doors open.
That inner door is Cone. Or Witter Cone. The outer door is Otis. How on earth do they get those two things to work together? What? How do they do that? The car top 60s. So the only thing that's been changed in the Europa mod is the automatic doors and the motor. That's the 60s Otis. It was then modernised with Otis Europa or Otis 2000. So that door is an Otis door. Then it was modernised again by Cone. That's a weird set of mods.
And now it's lift pit time.
Is it lift pit time, everyone? I have to lie down. Hello, lift. Oh, you could underdangle that. Oh, I haven't got my upsailing stuff. Look, you could easily underdangle that. It's one of the safest ones I've seen so far to do it. Plus, you have a place to yourself, so you wouldn't have to worry about security or anything.
And let's go and take a look at the motor room. and let's freefall the lift. And now along we go to the third lift, which is the original Otis goods lift. This lift is completely original, but sadly it isn't working. In the relay cabinet almost nothing is going on apart from J per phase check works and one relay moves when you turn it on. Apart from that, nothing else works. Maybe a fuse is blown. Maybe the emergency stop safety circuit is disconnected somewhere. The only way to make this lift move is to manually operate the contactors from the motor room.
It's quiet.
Well, you've only got full speed. You got that. Slow speed.
Goods lift. Down. That's it going down correctly. Like that, but if you only press them slightly. Yeah, look, if I press it gently, it gets the brake open. Yes, the brake's open now and it's going up. Pressing down contact, it's going up. Now I press it harder and it gets power. Now it goes down.
And let's now manually freefall the lift.
Yes. The question about positioning, it is on service switches. Look below, at the floor, above the floor. Goods lift doesn't work. Read along. Goods lift, why are you not working? This is the goods lift pit. Soviet switches down there. And underneath the lift there is a vintage plug socket, old British standard, and a light bulb. How strange is that?
Let's now go and count, taking a look around Debenhams. And let's take a look at the upper levels of this shop.
Oh man, they still smell like toilets. Oh my, oh, that's disgusting.
What is that?
Do you dare look at the toilets? Oh, toilets aren't too bad. Oh no, I said it too early, oh no. Yeah.
And now let's go into the plant room that had the large fans.
Well, that's the best sounding one so far. Well, those two sound good. Boring, boring, boring. Let's do both those at the same time, but they sound really good. Let's do them all on.
And let's now go into the staff room.
Your shit. What? Enjoyable family. Hands off my food. Oh, those are old. Those are very old. Cringe time, employee of the month. Oh, why do I do that? It's so cringe.
And let's go into the staff toilets and changing rooms. And now let's go into the main switchboard room. And let's go into the boiler room. And now into the main office. And now let's go into the car park lifts.
Oh, still nice and loud.
It's still the original mirror on
So loud sounding.
Then I'll take a